Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dreamality. Welcome to my review of Forza Horizon 4. Is this game worth your money? Is it worth your time? That's what I'm here to help answer. Let's begin by breaking down the gameplay. The Horizon Festival, a gathering of cars and drivers from all around the globe, all together to enjoy awesome music and partake in a variety of races to win reputation and money. This time, the festival is being held in Britain, and I gotta say, I love the setting. This being Forza is a game all about racing. There are a ton of tracks and a variety of different racing series to choose from. You'll be racing at different times of day and night, under different weather conditions, on different surfaces. Some races will have you doing laps, others are more of a point A to B style. There are different types of missions too. For example, one series has you acting out crazy stunts for a film. CGI isn't cutting it, they want to capture the real thing. That's a mission premise I have no trouble getting behind. Showcase races are very flashy, epic races in which you're not up against a traditional opponent like another car, but instead you find yourself up against something like, I don't know, a jet? These were a lot of fun. The final one especially was awesome. There's a ton of variety here, and freedom of what you can do, how you do it, and when you want to do it. That's what a lot of people, myself included, love about this series. You can replay any of the races whenever you want. As you can see, the map is full of icons, each representing a different race, event, challenge, or minigame, and more appear as you level up. Whether you win or lose a race, you still get currency and influence points. The better you do, the more you get. Gaining influence levels up your global ranking in the Horizon Festival, and you gain XP for each of the different racing series. For example, after performing a street race, you'll gain influence leveling up the street racing category. Whenever you level up, whether it's your global ranking or a racing series level, you're rewarded with currency, clothing for your avatar, new events, sometimes even a car. Win or lose, this is a game that constantly rewards the player, and I love that. Here's another example. When you're roaming the open world, you're always accumulating and chaining points by doing just about anything. Drifting, breaking stuff, getting air. These points go towards car mastery, and when you level up, you gain a skill point to use in any of the car's perk trees, not just the car that you leveled up with. It never feels like the game punishes the player. Some could say missing checkpoints is brutal, and it is. You get teleported back in front of a checkpoint, and you're pretty much out of the race if you're playing online, but those are the rules. It isn't so much a punishment as it is a consequence. Like past Forza games, before starting a race, you can adjust the settings. The more difficult you make the experience, the more currency you'll win at the end of the race. I had a couple of buddies over to play this with me, and it's funny, the three of us had three very different levels of skill. One of us was horrible, the other was decent, and the last one was amazing. Before each race, whoever was playing would tweak the settings to their liking, and then enjoy a good race. It was great to see the game offers options, catering to different types of players. Skilled veterans of the series and the genre will have a good time, there's no doubt, and the casuals, the newer players, will as well. Personally, I fall more on the casual side, but part of the fun for me has been learning and wanting to improve. It's apparent the developers want different types of players to enjoy this game. There's a very large focus on fun, and I appreciate that. You know what else is fun in a Forza game? The cars. There are currently over 450 cars in the game, with more being added via DLC. With 450 cars, if you can't find at least one you like, something is wrong. Cars are purchased with in-game currency, and a lot of cars are given to you for free. Some can be won in a lucky wheel spin. Some cars are even found in hidden barns and can be restored for free. When it comes to cars, I'm no expert, but even so, it's still fairly easy to distinguish the different feel of one car from another's in-game. Saving up currency for some of the most expensive cars in the game can be a grind. I'm talking about anything above $1 million. There's a ton of customizing. Visually, you can change the look of a car, change the color of different parts, create a design. You can even download someone else's design. The color and design changes are all free. You can also upgrade and tune the car's performance. Upgrades do cost in-game currency. I had a lot of fun messing around with different builds and different cars, finding which ones I liked best. If you want to upgrade your car but you don't know what does what, not too savvy with the technical stuff, worry not, you can buy another person's build. A very nice option and a great time saver. In this Horizon, you can customize your avatar. There are a couple of preset characters that you can change between whenever you want, and then you have the option to change their clothing. You can even equip some dance moves, because you know, what is a video game these days without some dancing? Seriously though, there's dancing in every game. What's this world coming to? These customization options are won from leveling up and from wheel spins. Let me tell ya, the joy of missing a legendary car or a ton of money in a wheel spin to instead win a pair of gloves or the YMCA dance, that joy is unparalleled. There is no better feeling, and yes, I'm being sarcastic. If you do like all the avatar customization stuff, well, they're there. Personally, I don't care for the emotes, the clothing, the properties. You can purchase properties in this game, by the way. These are places where you can perform car upgrades, and these properties act as fast traveling points, though fast traveling isn't free. The prices of properties vary. I don't care much for them. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, marketed additions for this game has been the inclusion of seasons. The entire map changes for autumn, winter, spring, and summer. Visually, the changes between seasons are obvious. You'll also notice the way the cars handle and the way the landscape changes as well, especially in winter. When you first start the game, you have to play through a tutorial, so not all the modes are accessible right away. The tutorial has you playing through one season after the other, winning influence points from races and events. When you win enough influence points, you'll become eligible to transition seasons. After you complete each season, which can take about 8 hours, the rest of the game's modes open up. From that moment on, there will be one season each week. The first season for everyone at launch was autumn, with winter taking over the week after. New events launch each week as well. Seasons are a nice addition, but having them alternate each week isn't going to be the main thing drawing me back to the game. I'll be returning for the core racing gameplay and the cars. There's a ton of playtime to get out of Horizon 4. So far, I've been playing the game for about 25 hours, and I can easily see myself tripling that amount of time. There are a couple of different online multiplayer components here. Let's start by talking about playing with friends. Friends can join your convoy, or you can join a friend's convoy. Once in the same convoy, you are all in the same world. Driving around together from one race to the other, enjoying the beautiful map, helping each other find hidden barns is actually really fun. You can play through the entire game cooperatively too, which is amazing. You are both on the same team versus the computer. I love the addition of co-op here, and overall, it works pretty great. There is a caveat though. I wanted to play with a friend, the legendary Shakulu, but I couldn't join his convoy because he had finished the lengthy tutorial and I hadn't. Luckily, since he had completed the tutorial, he could join me, and from then on, we worked on it together. It was magnificent. I delivered the moral support from last place and he won us all the races. It was a perfect case of teamwork makes the dream work. Here's the point. If you and a friend plan on getting the game and are expecting to play with one another right off the bat, that's not gonna happen. Honestly, a lot of the multiplayer stuff could be explained and presented much better in-game. It's all mostly logged too until you complete the tutorial, which again takes hours. It's unfortunate for the players who want to hop on and get straight to playing with other people. Playing online is completely optional. If you want to, you can join the online shared open world, in which each server contains up to 72 players. In this shared open world, you'll see the other drivers doing their thing, driving around the map, but when you get close enough, you'll notice they become transparent. If you try hitting them or they try hitting you, you'll phase right through each other. Every so often, a Forzathon live event will appear where many players will gather for group challenges in order to win some of the mode's exclusive currency. These challenges have everyone doing something like drifting to accumulate points, getting air, or trying to get high speeds within a time limit. It's a group effort, there are no leaderboards, and it's all very easy. Doing them wins you Forzathon points, an exclusive currency used to buy things in the Forzathon shop. Back at this year's E3, they talked about the Forzathon live events a little bit, and now seeing the final product, I gotta say I'm pretty disappointed. This isn't a fun mode at all. You can keep your Forzathon points. I'd rather keep my time. By driving up to any race icon on your map, there's an option to verse other players. At first I thought this was going to be a great way to verse people. A race with a total of 12 players free-for-all style? Sign me up. Not once did this turn out to be the case. Every time I set up a race to verse other players, I got stuck waiting in a lobby for about 40 seconds with little to no success. Most of the time it was 40 seconds wasted because, like my childhood birthday parties, not a single person showed up. When someone would show up, it ended up just being one other person, and we would race one-on-one. Only once did I get more than one random to join, and that was an epic 3-player race. Me and 2 other people. The races can have up to 12 people. Naturally, I want a full race. The problem is only players in your server can join those races. The 72-player server on average in my experience had only about 20 to 40 players in it, no matter how many times I tried swapping servers. Everyone in the server sees the notification that a player has started a race. However, most of the time people are just doing their own thing, which is fine. Just don't restrict my search to players in the server. If you are playing by yourself and you want to verse random players in a free-for-all race, this is the only option, which is immensely disappointing. Luckily, there is a team adventure mode in which you join a team of randoms or create your own team to verse another team. It's a 6-on-6, one team is the red team, the other team is the blue team. This mode searches for sessions online that aren't restricted to your server. Thank you. I really enjoyed this mode, it was awesome, the racing specifically. The racing series plays as a best of 5, first team to win 3 races wins. The races alternate between staying on a track and passing checkpoints to a mad dash from point A to B with no checkpoints, you create your own path. Another great thing about this mode is it alternates seasons after every match. So best of 5 in winter for one match and then move to a best of 5 spring match. After all the seasons are complete, the race type also changes. For example, you can go from street racing to cross-country racing. After reaching level 3 in Team Adventure, a ranked Team Adventure mode also opens up for those interested in some ranked play. Overall, the multiplayer can definitely be fun, but I found the way it's presented and delivered at times very confusing. Also, not a fan of having the multiplayer locked out for so long. A lot of poor decisions here. More than anything else, this is the part of the game that needs the most improvement. Once again, a Forza game looks amazing. Visually, I love experiencing the different seasons. The team has most definitely captured the feel of each season. I love the different driving perspectives, my favorite being this one. It's autumn where I am now, and driving around in real life made me realize they nailed the look of autumn. It looks like I'm in the game when I'm driving around. Minus the awesome car. Not only do the seasons keep things fresh, but the setting is beautiful. This is an excellent recreation of Britain and is personally my favorite Horizon setting yet. One of my friends lived in Edinburgh for a couple of years, and he gave me a tour of the city in-game. He was really impressed with how accurate this recreation is. Performance for me has been great. I've been playing on the Xbox One X and chose performance mode to keep a smooth 60 frames per second experience, but there's also a quality mode in which you get some extra graphical detail, but it's locked at 30 FPS. The Forza games, in my opinion, are the best looking racing games, and this is no exception. There are 3 things I've always loved about the Horizon series: the cars, the open world, and the music. The soundtrack is exactly what I wanted from this game. Being greeted by Odessa as a moment apart in the main menu is always magical. Alright, it's time for the conclusion. Forza Horizon 4 delivers on just about every front. It looks great, it's fun, full of options for customizing the experience. There's a ton of content, lots of cars, races, minigames. Also, you can play the entire game offline. This is now my go-to racing game. As a single-player offline experience, it's everything I wanted it to be. There's a lot about this multiplayer, the way it's presented and delivered, that disappoints me. The team has nailed just about every single category, but the multiplayer side, that's what needs work for the following installment. Luckily, co-op and team adventure are still very fun. Here's my final verdict. I say Forza Horizon 4 is an amazing game. The Horizon series continues to be my favorite racing series, and I know I'll be getting a lot more time and enjoyment out of Horizon 4. This game is so much fun, I can't express that enough. If you want an open world racing game, look no further, this is for you. I got the game through Game Pass, and I don't regret it. If I didn't have Game Pass, I would buy it. You have heard my thoughts, now it's time to share yours. If you have played Forza Horizon 4, let me know what you think. If you haven't, how does it look? I hope this review was helpful. I hope it was enjoyable. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you want to help me out, make sure to rate the video. If you're new and enjoyed this, consider subscribing. And of course, thanks for watching.